In a revealing development ahead of the Miami Grand Prix, former Ferrari driver Carlos Sainz has spoken out regarding Lewis Hamilton's challenging start at Ferrari, delivering insights that flip the public narrative on its head. Rather than express criticism or support, Sainz offered a measured and experience-based explanation that suggests Hamilton's early difficulties were both predictable and unavoidable. Speaking with calm authority, Sainz explained that the transition Hamilton is undergoing is not a sign of failure, but a familiar uphill battle known all too well by those who've made major team switches in Formula One. Sainz stated that he saw Hamilton's struggles coming from miles away, and his comments suggest that even a 7-time world champion isn't immune to the intricate and demanding process of re-acclimating to a new team dynamic. As Sainz pointed out, when a driver walks into a new garage, especially one as complex and uniquely tuned as Ferrari, they're faced not only with different personnel, but with a fundamentally different car philosophy, which takes time to decode. Hamilton, Sainz argued, is doing exactly what is expected of someone entering such unfamiliar terrain. In breaking down the real reason behind Hamilton's current performance gap with teammate Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz pointed to a seldom discussed truth. Adaptation at the highest level of motorsport is not instantaneous. Sainz highlighted the fact that Leclerc has had years to build chemistry with Ferrari's engineers and fully understand the intricacies of their car's setup. He described the task facing Hamilton as akin to scaling a vertical wall blindfolded, while simultaneously learning a new language. Even Hamilton's solitary sprint win over Leclerc in Shanghai doesn't reflect his full potential or challenges. Sainz's tone wasn't dismissive. Rather, it was rooted in an understanding of the physics and psychology of driving a car built for someone else. He explained that the challenge isn't just speed. It's about translating instinct from the world of Mercedes into the entirely different operational culture of Ferrari. The expectations that Hamilton would instantly outperform Leclerc were, in Sainz's view, unrealistic and unfair. In an intriguing parallel, Sainz reflected on his own recent switch from Ferrari to Williams. There, he found himself in a familiar situation, being consistently outpaced by Alex Albon, who had already developed a synergy with the Williams team and its machinery. Sainz revealed that he didn't finish ahead of Albon until the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, a telling illustration of how even proven, skilled drivers can take multiple races, if not months, to adapt. He offered this not as a defense of his own performance, but as a reality check on the broader challenge facing all drivers who switch teams. The difference, as he astutely noted, is that Hamilton faces this same journey under the blazing glare of global media and fan scrutiny. While Sainz's adjustment period has been written off as a typical learning curve, Hamilton's is being portrayed as a decline, an unfair double standard, he suggests, that misses the essence of what makes Formula One so demanding. Carlos Sainz went further to explain the immense complexity behind every lap time a driver puts down on the track. It's not simply about who can push the throttle hardest or brake latest. It's a delicate symphony of mechanical variables that must be balanced through painstaking trial and error. Sainz listed engine maps, brake bias, differential settings, suspension stiffness, and tire temperatures as just a few of the many elements that a driver must learn to tweak precisely to extract performance. Even reaching the same lap time can be achieved through completely different configurations, depending on the driver's style and preferences. Sainz indicated that Hamilton is likely in the midst of a whirlwind of experimentation, tweaking parameters every session to see how the Ferrari responds. The notion that Hamilton is underperforming misses the point. It's not about performance right now. It's about exploration. Sainz was candid in admitting that he, too, has yet to find his own eureka moment with Williams. The magical instance where everything clicks and the car responds in harmony with the driver's instincts. He believes Hamilton is on a similar quest, navigating a maze of data, feedback, and variables, all under the immense pressure of expectations. In Sainz's words, understanding a car at the level needed to contend for championships can take 6 months to a year. It's not a matter of lack of skill, but of experience and time. This insight provides a sobering but honest assessment of the adaptation process in Formula One. Hamilton, he believes, isn't failing. He's recalibrating, a task that becomes significantly harder when the bar set for you is nothing less than absolute dominance. In essence, Hamilton is not declining, he's rebuilding. From a technical standpoint, Sainz highlighted how the same stopwatch time could be achieved via vastly different setup approaches. That, he says, is why translating performance from one team to another is not a plug-and-play situation. With every car built around its team's distinct engineering philosophies, even subtle differences can drastically change how a driver interacts with the machine. This is especially true for someone like Hamilton, who has spent over a decade mastering the Mercedes environment. Moving to Ferrari means not only adopting a new machine, but unlearning habits and instincts that no longer apply. The level of granular learning involved, adjusting engine braking levels, differential maps, and balance settings at 300 km per hour, is staggering. And yet, Hamilton is expected to deliver perfection overnight. A demand Sainz calls both unrealistic and unjust. Sainz underscored that what we're witnessing isn't the final version of Hamilton at Ferrari, but rather the very beginning of what could be a transformative journey. He likened this phase to going back to school. Only Hamilton is doing so under an international spotlight, in one of the most iconic cars in motorsport history. Sainz emphasized that the expectations being placed on Hamilton, of instant wins, podiums, and outshining Leclerc, don't align with the realities of what it takes to integrate into a new team. While other drivers are afforded the grace of time and patience, Hamilton is judged race by race, with every misstep magnified. Sainz reminded us that even legends need time to evolve in new environments. He added that achieving 99% performance can be done relatively early in a new team transition. But the final 1%, the championship-winning edge, is the most elusive, and it only comes through iterative learning, countless mistakes, and internalizing every nuance of the car and team. That's where titles are won, and that's where Hamilton is headed. According to Sainz, getting that last 1% isn't just about technical excellence. It's about relationship building, understanding team culture, and developing the unspoken synergy between driver and machine that only time can produce. It's a slow grind toward excellence, not a sprint to the finish line. Concluding his remarks, Sainz offered a powerful reframing of Hamilton's early 2025 season. He described it not as a slump or an error in judgment, but as the necessary first chapter in a larger story of reinvention. He urged fans and media alike to shift their lens. Stop asking if Hamilton is washed up and start asking what he's learning. Every race, every setup change, every feedback loop is a brick in the foundation of what could become a formidable resurgence. The Hamilton we see today isn't failing. He's gathering data, building relationships, and preparing to strike when the stars align. And when that moment arrives, Sainz believes it will be unmistakable. As we approach the midpoint of the 2025 season, Sainz left reporters with a lasting message. Greatness takes time, even for the greatest among us. The spotlight may burn hotter on Lewis Hamilton than on any other driver, but the transformation he is undertaking deserves not only scrutiny, but respect. In Sainz's view, the true story is not about defeat, but about the long, methodical construction of a new chapter in Hamilton's legendary career. Whether that eureka moment arrives this season or next, one thing is clear. The process itself is worth watching. Reporting from the paddock, this is F1 Prime News, where we decode the story behind the stopwatch.